I wanted to thank everybody for coming out this afternoon to be part of this process with Dot Foods as we prepare to break ground and open a new distribution center. My name is Joe Little. I will be the general manager for this facility, and I am terribly looking forward to coming down and being a part of the community. This will be our 12th facility in the Dot Foods family, and we're terribly excited about it. I started my career with the company just about 30 years ago today. I was actually hired by Jim Tracy, who is on the front row here, so he hasn't told me to go away yet, so that's always good news. We do have some great people here that we'd like to acknowledge and ask that they be introduced so that you can be aware of who they are. I want to start with first, I would ask that they stand up. I would ask that you please hold your applause until we get to the end of it. But first I have the president of our company, Dick Tracy. Let's clap in between, okay? I like that. The next I have is Jim Tracy, Vice President for Dot Foods. We have Jeff Bottorff, our Vice President for Quality and Training. Brian Duffield's our Eastern Region Manager. And Bill Mummy, who is our Director of Corporate Facilities. Bill's the one that does all the hard work. He actually helps us find the location and get it built, and then guys like me come in and try to make it work from that point. So we're also happy to have quite a few guests here today up on the stage and in attendance. We're happy to have Lieutenant Governor Bethany Hall Long with us today. Director Damian DeStefano from the Delaware Division of Small Business. Albert Shields, who is the director, policy director for the governor. We have Sylvia Banks, who's representing Congressman Lisa Blunt Rochester. Larry Windley, the Director of Economic Development for U.S. Senator Tom Carper. Andrew Dinsmore with the U.S. Senator Chris Coons' office. Janice Friant from the Delaware Department of Labor. Somewhere? Got it. State Senator Nicole Poore. We have State Representative Valerie Longhurst. State Rep Ed Ozinski. There we go. My apologies, Ed. I would rather be silent than to mess it up. So.
We got you.
All right. We have a Newcastle County Executive Matt Meyer. Newcastle County Director of Economic Development, Tamara Morris. George Haggerty with the Newcastle County Development of Land Use. George Haggerty. Okay. We have Vanessa Phillips, who is Chief Administrative Officer for the Newcastle County. Of course, we have Newcastle County Commissioner, Mr. Bell. Also, Newcastle Council Member, George Smiley.
Hey, George.
Brian Westair and Brian Jones from our general contractor for this project, ARCO. Yeah. Over here. All right, thank you. I want to say, again, thank you for coming out, being a part of this occasion with us today. Dot Foods has been family-owned, family-operated by the Tracy family for nearly 60 years. I'm going to turn things over to our president, Dick Tracy.
Good morning, everyone. Is it still morning? Did I say that right? Listen, thank you for your time and investment in us today. You have a lot of other things you could be doing. Hopefully you'll enjoy the story that we're all going to tell. We're certainly excited about it. It's not every day we get to open up a new distribution center. But this is our 12th one, so we've done this a few times. And I think it's important that you all know a little bit about our company. So if you bear with me for a few minutes, I'm going to tell you a little bit about our story. The community the relationship with the community matters to us. You're going to find that we are hopefully a very good corporate citizen, that we're going to be involved in many good things here. And so I just think it's nice for you to know a little bit about what we're doing and where we're going. So bear with me if you would. Jim and I, we're the youngest, or we're 2 of 12 children. So believe it or not, I'm the youngest. Took them all to get it right, I always say. They ran out of names, so they had to finally call one Dick Tracy. But on behalf of our family, all of our employees, we thank you for your warm welcome inviting us here. Just to tell you a little bit about our business, Mom and Dad started it back in 1960 in a small little town in Mount Sterling, Illinois. A total population of 1,900 people. Sounds familiar, right? Almost all of us in the second generation have worked in the business at one time or another. We're pretty excited to share that we have 47 in the third generation. There's 8 of them that work full time, and we are committed to being a family business. That's who we are. That's what we do. This is personal to us. We don't plan on doing anything else. So this big building that you see constructed here with all these trucks going in and out, and hopefully all the employees that we hire, it will continue to be a family business for a long time. Good or bad, that's who we are. That's what we do. We've been fortunate to grow a lot over the years. We typically grow in the range of 8 to 10% per year. That's not guaranteed. Our customers aren't just dying to give us business. We have to earn it. But we've got a pretty decent track record that hopefully you'll see here. One of the unique things about Delaware, I've told a couple of you, is that we don't have to go out and find the business that will ship out of this facility. We're already shipping it from other locations less efficient than we will once we're operational here. So the only thing that will slow us down from getting this fully humming is our inability to hire a bunch of employees. And I don't think that's going to happen from everything that we can see and the support that we feel from many in this room. So no matter how much we grow, though, we're rooted in the same values Mom and Dad started the business with and instilled us every day. So much that we try to describe the experience that we want people to have with us in the brand promise that you're going to see a lot. You'll see this on every truck that drives down the road, on the side of our building, on our letterhead, on every electronic communication we send out. It's trusted values, innovation, innovative solutions, and shared growth. So let me tell you a little bit about what we do. What we're called is a redistributor. We didn't make up that name. In the food industry, that's kind of the description that we've been given. We buy product from thousands of manufacturers all over the country that have to get it usually to a local last mile distributor that then delivers it to a restaurant, to a hotel, to a convenience store, to a grocery store. So we don't make the product and we don't do the last mile delivery. We're the company that does all the functions in between. It's supply chain work that we do, it's trucking, it's warehousing, and that's kind of a brief description of what it is that you'll see us doing out of this building. We're going to stock probably around 6,000 items from several hundred of those manufacturers here, but we're going to sell about 100,000 items that come out of this facility because we do a lot of transfers in between our other distribution centers across the country. It just depends on where the product is made and where it's going. We're always looking at new and better ways to make supply chains more efficient. That's the second part of our brand promise, is innovative solutions. And this DC is going to really help us with that. Our facilities, we think, are uniquely positioned across the country to do one thing, and that's to drive down the number of miles that we and our partners drive. That's not only good from a cost perspective, but it's also good for the environment. We think it's a win-win when we can put up a facility that works logistically, and that's what we're going to do here. We also have facilities in other parts of the East Coast, in Williamsport, Maryland, and in upstate New York. And honestly, we spent the last 2 years trying to figure out how to expand our capacity out east, and it was a complicated puzzle. Part of that is logistics, part of it is land, part of it's what's that labor market look like, but also part of it is what's the community, what are the local leaders like, what's the business climate like, and again, everything that we've seen about Delaware so far has been a thumbs up, so thank you for that. This lot that we're sitting on here is empty, but it's just to tell you a little bit about it, it's a 35-acre plot of land, and we're going to put up a $36 million facility, hopefully less than that, right, Bill? Hopefully. But that's what he sold us on spending, so help us help him spend less. It's going to be a 188,000 square foot facility that's going to have some office space. It's the majority of it will be warehouse of 3 different temperatures, so ambient, dry, but it's also going to have a freezer. It's also going to have a big cooler in it. When we do our grand opening, hopefully next fall, we want you all to come back, and we'll do this presentation in the freezer so you know what it's like to hang out at -3. There will be no wind in there, though, so you'll like that. Anytime we move to a new community, we dive in, and I'm not kidding about this. We take this responsibility seriously. We're fortunate to have a guy named Joe Little that you just met, our MC today, that has been with us for, as he said, 30 years, but he's done this a couple times. He opened up a facility for us out in Idaho. He's managed one of our biggest facilities in upstate New York. So he's a very talented employee, but he knows the importance of relationships with the local community. Because the more we know each other, the more you support us, the more we support you, we all win. We believe our success is connected to your success. So I hope that a couple years from now you can look back and say, man, I am so glad Dot Foods is here. They're one of the most responsible, involved corporate citizens that we have. And it won't be just Joe. It'll be our leadership team and our employees that are volunteering. We're getting involved in local charities. We're going to put our time and our money where our mouth is. So hopefully it'll be a good deal for everyone. And that supports a part of our brand promise that we talked about, having shared growth. Again, you win, we win. We have 5,300 employees across the country. Most companies say their people are their most valuable asset. I mean, that's kind of an overused description, but I think you're going to find that really is our DNA. Just think about it. We don't manufacture anything. We don't make anything. We're a service company. It's trucking, it's warehousing. People don't have to do business with Dot Foods to get product from where it's made to where it's consumed. So if we don't hire the right people, we don't train them right, we don't put them in the right jobs, we don't support them, we don't pay them well, then it's not going to work out very well. So that is the backbone of what we do, and I thank you for your help in helping us hire a whole bunch of people. The first year of our operation, we predict that we're going to have over 100. By year 2, it will be somewhere in the 200 range, and usually when our DCs are fully operational, there's only over 300 people that we'll have. And that will allow us to fully maximize the number of miles we drive out of the supply chain. So we're hiring truck drivers right now. We set up a terminal nearby in New Castle that we have a terminal manager that's all they're going to do is hire and manage drivers. Once someone goes to work for us, we give them several weeks of training to make sure that they're safe, that they know what they're doing, and then they'll get rolling. Hopefully by the time this building is up, we'll have about 50 drivers or so. Long term, we'd like about 150 here. So if you know anyone considering a career move, you want to drive yourself, we'll be happy to talk to you at the end. But you can go to drivefor.com and see our story there. I've been asked by a couple of you already when we're going to start hiring other positions, and that will be next spring. Office jobs, warehouse jobs, maintenance jobs, truck mechanics. There's going to be all kinds of variety here that we look forward to bringing in. All told, our payroll in that first year will be almost $6 million, and that will triple if we do things right within the next few years. So that's it. I'll stop flapping my gums and let other more important speakers come up here. But I just want to thank you for your time. Thank you for your relationship and all the support that you're going to give us to be successful here. And I hope that you're very pleased with what you see that happens. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dick. When we move to a new state, There's a lot of partnership. There's a lot of hard work that's already been occurring, that's been taking place behind the scenes. We rely on great partnerships for both the state and local level. We're thrilled to have Lieutenant Governor Bethany Hall Long here, and I'd like to ask her up to make a few comments.
Thank you. Wow. Thank you so much. We all got the dot blue message today. And Dick Tracy and Jim Tracy, if our governor were here, he would say he was just slightly behind you. He grew up in a house with 9 children and 1 bathroom. So I have to share that story because he gets a lot of attention for that, and folks know that here. Our congressional delegation is obviously here. You have 2 of Delaware's best legislators. We have our majority leader in the House, one of our leaders from the Senate, represent your local community. And obviously you've got, I consider, some of the finest champions on county council, including our exec. And so I am thrilled to stand here today because Dot gets it. As we listen to the 3 things I just heard you say, if I heard correctly, I heard trusted values, innovative solutions, and shared growth. We like that. Think about it from a Delaware mantra. Trusted values, we're small and we trust. Innovative solutions, which is what Damien, I know, will talk a little bit about Delaware's innovation. Strategic fun, developing jobs, developing careers and family. And on that innovation comes that shared growth. Wonderful to have a company that partners. As I look at Fred Sears and others, he'll come knocking at your door with Food Bank and other initiatives as you talk about that. That is Delaware. And last evening I was with our governor. I know he could not be here today, but we were celebrating education's best. And as you look to our community, as you bring in those employees that move and relocate to Delaware, you can share about our top education, our great infrastructure that we're here, and that's why I think you picked Delaware, our location. And we will continue to be your partners. So again, as I summarize briefly, because it is chilly, some of us did not grow up in Illinois with winds. I will just say welcome, and I can speak for all of those in the elected audience here today who are not speaking, that if there's anything you need, as I look out, each and every one of us, you can reach us on our home phones, which is unique, and at our office and on our email, because we want this done, and we want it done quickly, and anything that we can do to support you. So again, on behalf of Governor Carney and myself, welcome to Delaware.
We thank the Lieutenant Governor very much for her kind words. We have Representative Valerie Longhurst here also. We'd like to bring her up and have her make a few comments.
Sneak up behind you. Good morning, everybody, or afternoon by the time we're finished. Thank you so much for coming here today. I've been in this district for about 25 years, and out of that, almost half of it has been as a state representative. And I'm excited that I've seen this property, and RC Peoples has done a great job over the years in this community, but having this property vacant for so many years has been kind of frustrating. So it's great to see that they've partnered with DOT to put them on this land, and it's going to bring a lot of jobs to Delaware. When you bring jobs to Delaware, it's a great day for Delaware. I'm glad that it's in my district because we see a lot of residential communities here, but to have a facility that will bring jobs and we'll see more activity along the road. But it's going to expand, so DelDOT's working on expanding that road. It's just a great opportunity for people in this area. I could say with confidence that this is going to be a great partnership, and the reason I say that is because they're from my hometown of Illinois. And when you put Illinois people in Delaware, it ends up being a good mix. So it's good to have some homebodies from Illinois that knows what pop is and what a sack is. So I can have some verbiage back and forth and feel comfortable with that. But anyway, thank you so much for choosing Delaware. And I look forward to working with you. Anything that you need, the state is always there. Senator Poore and I will make sure that everything that you need will get done here. So thank you so much, and welcome to Delaware.
Thank you for the kind comments. We're also honored to have Director Damien DeStefano from the Division of Small Business here with us.
Thank you, Joe, and thank you, Janet, for coming today, and we welcome you to the state of Delaware. We're really excited about this project. Governor Carney talks a lot about wanting to build an economy that is more innovative, attracts more entrepreneurs, and more companies that innovate. And I think Dot Foods is a great example of a company like that. They're leaders in their field for a reason, and they've been leaders in their field because they've stayed ahead of their competitors and continue to innovate on the ways that you redistribute food throughout the country. So we're excited to have a company like this. They've got a great past and an even more exciting future. A couple people to thank. First, our CDF chairman, who's here, Fred Sears, and our CDF members, our legislative members, Ed Osinski and Senator Nicole Poore, without which this project would not have been possible. Also, Representative Longhurst. I was talking to Dick before the event, and Dick mentioned that Delaware has a reputation as a state that is able to get things done as a government, and that's due to the leadership of your leadership and also the leadership of the other members of the General Assembly here. This project, at the end of the day, what it's about is the fact that it's going to bring 200 quality jobs for Delawareans, and that's a big deal. It's a sign, I think, of what we can accomplish when we work together in economic development. Our office was glad to work on this. Patty Cannon from our office really took a leadership role in helping to make this happen. And then at the county level, County Executive Meyer and his team, his Economic Development Director, Tamara Morris, also had a big part. And the Delaware Prosperity Partnership also helped out to make this happen. So it's really, not only is it a sign of where we're moving as an economy, but also what we can do as a government when we work together and as a public-private partnership when we work together to help move things forward. So with that, I'd just like to welcome everybody. I'd like to welcome Dot here. We look forward to working with you guys in the future and helping to make this a successful project and help to make this a long-term relationship. Thank you very much.
Again, thank you for the comments. We also have State Senator Nicole Poore here with us today.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. I am absolutely so glad to be here today and thrilled that Dot Foods is joining our community. This is just one more sign in Delaware that we are open for business, and that the Bear area is just a prime location for us to have this development. Representative Longhurst and I are super excited to finally have this groundbreaking, but more importantly, the development, not just for our community, but also for the folks that want jobs, need jobs, and to keep our economy growing. We're a little state, so these jobs are a big deal. It means that there's going to be food on the table, no pun intended. It means that our kids have an opportunity to go to college, and it means that we'll have new homeowners in this area, and all of that is just a fabulous opportunity, again, especially for the Bear area. And those people who are working these jobs in many cases are our neighbors. And today, our groundbreaking isn't just about the business, it's about our future. I certainly know that meeting Jim, that Dot Foods understands that because you're a family business. That not only showed up in your financials and your growth as a company, but in the values as an employer and a corporate citizen. So we greatly appreciate that. Thank you very much. Dot has a great record of sustainable practices on empowering diverse workforce and on charitable giving in the communities that they call home. And these are our values as well. So let me close by thanking Dot and welcome you to the neighborhood.
Thank you, Senator Poore. We're happy to be coming not only to Delaware, but especially to Newcastle County. As mentioned earlier through some of the introductions, we have several of the county leaders here with us today. Without their support and energy and efforts, we wouldn't be here. I would like to introduce and welcome County Exec Matthew Meyer. All right.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. And welcome, Dot Foods. We are so excited to have you here today. I think in Illinois, this is what you call in October a warm, beautiful day, right? So it's great to have you here. It's great to hear a little bit of the background of Dot Foods. And I want to give you a little bit of background on Newcastle County in Delaware. A former governor liked to refer to Delaware as a state of neighbors. We're a place where we all kind of know each other. We not only work together, but our brothers and cousins and neighbors. The kids go to school together. If you piss somebody off, you'll probably see them in the supermarket that night. So be careful what you say and do. And it's also a place where, when I was a kid, growing up here, the parents of my friends and the friends of my parents worked at places like GM and Chrysler, Avon Foods, Claymont Steel. Good manufacturing jobs. It's probably very true in Illinois as well. And a lot of those jobs are gone now. And a lot of those people haven't been taken care of. The next generation don't have the kind of blue-collar, good working-class jobs to go into. U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics says there are over 6 million unfilled jobs in the U.S. right now, over 6 million unfilled jobs. Problem is, from what I see, a lot of those jobs, you need to know how to program a computer. You need to have a PhD in chemistry, which a lot of people here in Newcastle County do. You got to know how to do a high-level banking and finance. And a lot of people, a lot of my constituents, a lot of our constituents don't have those skills. And so while there might be 6 million, there might be millions and millions of unfilled jobs, that doesn't mean a whole lot to a lot of the people that we talk to every day who are simply trying to put food on the table, educate their kids, get health care, put a shelter over their head. So when Dot Foods walked into our office, probably 6-7 months ago, I was there with Tamara Morris, our head of economic development, and Rich Hall, our head of land use. And when they left the room, when we met, I said, we need to get this done, and we need to get it done quickly. Because it matters to people, and everybody knows it's not just we need jobs like this, we need them quickly. And it matters to people. And I also want you to know there are people, just like there were last week at the open house down the street at Wilbur Elementary, there are people here today who want these jobs. And so make sure you find them and make sure you hire them. And it's real interesting when you came in and told the story of a $6 billion company started by your father out of the back of a station wagon. $6 billion company. I asked you, what's your biggest headache? At that time, we were in a competition with other states and other facilities. And how do we win? What's your biggest headache? And how do we satisfy what you need as a company? You said to us, we need people. We need truck drivers. We need warehousemen. We need that quality worker who's going to come in, put in a good day's work. And you said Dot Foods is a place that will treat a person like that well. And you will promote them. You will give them opportunity. And that's exactly what we're looking for. I believe you said last week about over 10% of your truck drivers in Maryland make six figures, make over $100,000. So this is a company that's going to treat people well. And so while we're here to talk about, maybe 100 jobs, 200 jobs, 300 jobs, I'm hoping, like it took your parents, 12 kids to get it perfect, maybe it takes Dot Foods 12 warehouses to get it just right. And we look forward to growing long into the future here in Newcastle County. Thank you.
Thank you. We'd like to next introduce Newcastle County Council Member Bill Bell.
Thank you, Joe. And just like everyone prior to me, wish everyone a very good morning. Good morning. Our county executive will often coin the phrase, the first county in the first state. And we're very proud of that. And I mentioned to Matt the other evening that from a county council standpoint, this is Dot Foods' 12th redistribution center to be built here in Delaware in the 12th council district. So first county, first state, 12th redistribution center in the 12th council district. And we also have Councilman George Smiley here, chair of our finance committee, and we look at it from the standpoint that we're all one county, we're all one state. Unlike other governmental jurisdictions, we collectively work together in Delaware for the good of the people in Delaware and each of our three counties. The other evening, as Matt mentioned, we had more than 100 of our local community leaders, neighbors, and even visitors from surrounding counties in attendance at an open house for Dot Foods. And we were very privileged to have Brian Duffield providing a very detailed overview to those in attendance, future construction timelines, future employment opportunities, along with DOT's very impressive and competitive salary opportunities. And that was very important to the folks that were there, because not only were folks interested in who their new neighbor was going to be, we had a lot of folks there that were interested in jobs. And that's important to all of us in today's world. So Matt and I want to especially thank Brian. Brian did a tremendous job, as I said, and by the conclusion of the evening, it was very clear to everyone there that DOT's corporate message and commitment to everyone in attendance was that as we are pursuing economic growth and development, it is imperative that we make sure it happens with, by, and for everyone, that everyone gets an opportunity to be included. And that was the message carried on behalf of DOT Foods by Brian to the citizens and the community leaders that were in attendance. And I want to kind of close here with, there's no greater testament to an employer than from its employees. And so we all go online, we all research different things, and we look at things. And from Williamsport, Maryland, to Liverpool, New York, to Mount Sterling, Illinois, here are some of the quotes of DOT Foods employees. Management truly cares about every employee. The culture of DOT Foods is an enjoyable, team-oriented environment. Strong family-oriented values and culture among employees. Great company to work for, with focus on training and career development and advancement. The team leaders are very helpful. A great place to work with great benefits. And this one really caught my eye. It's a great company to work for. I was able to get my bachelor's degree because they helped me with getting an education. So I just thank the Tracy family for that opportunity. What a testament to a company that is going to call Delaware one of its home redistribution centers. And I guess it's very clear to me, and I think it should be very clear to everyone here, that DOT Foods is a very well-managed and efficient business. And the bottom line, it will ultimately contribute to the overall success of our economic development initiatives here in Delaware and here in Newcastle County. So I thank the folks from DOT Foods, and on behalf of County Executive Meyer, Councilman Smiley, and the rest of Newcastle County Administration and Council, we welcome and we thank you for coming to Newcastle County.
Thank you. We want to say thank you to everybody that's joined us here today and for taking time out of your schedule today to come out here to help mark this special occasion with us. It's that time. I'm going to ask that the members that will be helping with the official groundbreaking, we're going to move over. We're going to go outside to the shovels here. We're going to walk around this side where Emily over here is going to deck us out with the hats.